What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing well today. I'm back out in one of my favorite spots today, and I'm gonna try my hand at a little bushcraft. I'm heading back to a place that I'm fairly familiar with. I know well how to get in and out of, and there's a lot of natural resources there for me to take advantage of for shelter building. Just in case that doesn't work out, I do have a tarp with me in case I need to pivot my plans. I think we're all quite aware that things don't always go according to plan on a Sam Bananas camping video. It is a crisp winter day. We're at the very beginning of March as of today while I'm filming this, and it's starting to almost feel a little like spring. I'm sure we'll still get a couple of more cold snaps before we get fully into it. Whew! All right. This should be a pretty decent spot for me to leave my pack for a second. I'm gonna have a little bit of a look around the area and see if I can't find a nice place for me to rig up some kind of shelter, whatever that turns out to be. Either way, I've got myself a nice dinner to enjoy tonight. I've got a couple of good drinks to enjoy. I'm gonna focus on having a good time and enjoying my night out in nature. But before I do any of that, I've got to take a little nip off of the old banana flask. Woo! Oh yeah, starting to get used to it now, but it does have a kick. That is that Chattanooga whiskey I was sipping on. All right, everybody, without further ado, let's get into it. Oh. This area here, stuck on airplanes. The area that I'm in is actually a floodplain. I have gotten myself into a pickle camping in this area before during big rainstorms. It just basically turns into like a slog of a muddy mess back here. We have 0 rain predicted for the night. Typically I can just move just a little bit this way and I can get out of this floodplain into some more solid, secure ground. This little area here I think is gonna be too perfect to pass up. So for tonight, I'm gonna make my little bushcraft shelter right in this little cluster of trees here. Got another Widowmaker here, just like we had in the last camp. This one I believe is still attached to the ground, but not by much. It's just hanging, it's just leaned up against a branch of another tree here. So very carefully, we're gonna slide this over this way. Oh, there we go. Woo. Okay. Oh man. Well, that wasn't too smart, was it? No, it's not long enough. One of our okay. Now this main tree is totally alive. We don't want to harm or mess with this tree, but this offshoot up here right above my head, it is completely dead. You can see it's chopped off. So this is a dead piece of wood right here. got another dead tree here. They are just all over the place. This one's actually leaning on a dead tree. So this is 2 that we can pull. No shortage of them, all over the place. Also, sorry if you guys are hearing traffic noise. I'm always worried about it when I'm filming in this location, but then everybody says they can never hear it. So, all right, here we go. 1. Come on now. Okay. All right, so this one here is just hanging out right in the tree. Let's see if I can just, don't want to hurt myself. Let's see if I can just snap this off. Yep. There's one. Yeah, there's at least 2. Let's try it out. And then our next step here is to find branches like this that are just kind of all fanned out like this, and just kind of throw them up on there like that. Is that precipitation? Oh, good Lord. I'm going to coat the back of this, and that'll have all of the leaves and everything, give it something to catch on to. Just go ahead and get that all covered up there. Doesn't take too long. Quick little tour around the Bushcraft fort here, because I'm not sure if by the time everything's set up, I'm going to still have light left. So let me show you what we got done here. All right, so I kind of shored up the sides. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Certainly not going to be waterproof, but it would be snowproof, I think. It would keep the snow off of me. Here we are, kind of working around the back. That is pretty camouflaged into the thing. I could probably shore that up a little bit, so maybe I will. I could shore that up. That's a little spot that could use a little more too. Oh, now I realize I just did a bushcraft shelter and now I'm going to use a folding chair, but gotta have some level of comfort once in a while, right? And I've been throwing the old battery in here. And we got our Bushcraft Beverage Center here. Very delectable peanut butter porter from Saugatuck Brewing Company. Good stuff. Now I know people always want to see like a bushcraft rake, which is really easy to make. You know, you just find like a stick that's kind of fanning out and then just trim the pieces to the appropriate level. But I find this is just as fast, almost, really. It's just a lot easier. Okay, so I've got a couple of these pieces that I sawed off of the structure. They're quite punky looking on the outside, but on the inside, it looks like some good solid wood to get our fire started. Okay, and I realized I put this knife on me, and I never even did anything with it. So, let's at least use it to baton some wood. Bada bing. It's always a fun game to play. Careful with your fingers. You can just hear how nice and dry that firewood is. Uh-oh, what's that? Another shotgun wedding. I didn't know that was in there. Oh, now he's got a friend. So, funny thing about this chair, if you care to hear it, this company, Nice C, I believe it's called. I think it's just like a kind of a budget Amazon brand. Anyway, they sent me the chair to try out. I mean, a year or two ago, I used it on a stealth camp. I didn't like the chair because if you watch the channel regularly, then you know I hate how the feet of a chair kind of drive into the ground and into the mud. And where I live, it's quite muddy. So it's a big problem for me. I am heading out to Hawaii for a couple of weeks. I'm going with my brother and Mrs. Bananas, and we've got kind of like a staggered trip out there. I'm going with my brother for a little bit of time. I've got some backpacking and kind of backcountry camping and stuff that I'm going to do out there. And then Mrs. Bananas is going to come out, and then we're going to spend some time together. So I'm kind of staggering that trip out there. And my dad lives out there. I've never been out to visit him, and so yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. However, I'm actually been really trying to prepare for a proper backpacking trip and just trying to find the lightest weight items that I have, and lo and behold, this is the lightest chair that I have. So it's not uncomfortable, it's decent, and that's keeping the legs from going into the dirt. So I'm finalizing all my gear, because by the time you guys see this, I will probably be in the beautiful state of Hawaii soaking up the rays. So look forward to that. There's definitely going to be full-length YouTube video, at least one, and some vlogging content too, over on Patreon for anybody who's interested. Well, I just dropped this. So I guess we're getting into beer number 2 here. Before I lose it all, Foster's Australian for beer. Let's get that beer. I'm just gonna have to drink it halfway down. It is what it is. Refreshing. Woo! I'm gonna drop that drink. This is going to be a 3-bite pork chop. Mmm. Had to throw that back onto the fire for a minute because it was not completely done, but let's see how it's looking now. Mmm. Come on. Get it. Come on now. That is good. Mmm. Hot dog. That is just a darn good hot chocolate. I guess I did want to say to everybody that something that has been on my mind a little bit lately. I feel like the past few videos kind of been complaining a little bit about some of the haters, you know, you might call them, because it's very easy to focus in on that few number of negative people. And, you know, I want to make sure I'm not doing that, because the amount of support that I get from my subscribers, followers, fans, you know, whatever. I mean, I feel like I have one of the most positive fan bases out there in camping world YouTube. You guys are awesome. It's not fair of me to focus on a tiny percentage of people who are just meanie heads, you know. I'm super lucky to have you guys, and I appreciate all of you. I had a very interesting comment, and I'm going to put it right here because I was so moved. I screenshotted it and I wanted to share it with people. All right, everybody. I'm going to chill out, enjoy my hot chocolate, maybe have one more beer, and then I'm going to go ahead and crawl into bed. That sleeping bag and sleeping mat are calling my name. Anything interesting happens, I'll definitely let you guys know. Otherwise, catch you in the morning. All right, everybody. Let's sit over here. Enjoy the ambient warmth of the fire. Drink this last beer. And catch up on some YouTube that I've been meaning to watch for a while. You know the drill. I'll catch you guys in the morning. Good night.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Small Plots with Kevin. I'm Kevin. It is a frigid day here in the city, which is kind of the perfect time to go camping, right? I have a cool idea for a shelter that I'm gonna kind of try in 23 Skidoo.
Good morning. Feels like it keeps threatening rain. I just checked the weather and looks like we are predicted to get rain in a little bit here. So I'm gonna see if I can get all packed up, pack on and everything before it hits. Get the poncho on, all that good jazz. I have a tarp if I need to scurry, set it up in a hurry and scurry underneath of it, I can do that. But let's see if we can get the heck out of here before it hits. I'm about out of time. yeah, I know a lot of people kind of build these shelters and like to leave them up. I always think people got different opinions about that. For me personally, I think that's an important part of Leave No Trace, is to leave as minimal impact on the area that you're in as possible. So I definitely don't want to leave paracord and different cordage and stuff around. But even the shelter itself, I just think it's a better idea to go ahead and tear it down. Woo! All right. Well, this should do us. That seems okay. That'll get us back to the car anyway. Yeah, that is another one in the books. I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did. I want to send a big shout out to each and every one of you. You all make it possible for me to do this. If you liked what you saw and you'd like to see more, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click that banana, and we're gonna catch you on the next one, everybody. See you in Hawaii. Bye now.